let's go. What is it? Bedtime story. Ruiz, the Elder. We've had this a few times, but I've decided that if it comes out, it comes out. There's a meaning for it. So let me know when you get fed up of them. Let's see. The Elder. 147. Oh, that's darts, isn't it? 147. Who played darts? Could be darts, the band, the song. Sorry, my brain goes off on a tangent because of spirit. So, the tree is the Elder. The moon is the 13th moon. The place on the hand is the second joint of the ring finger. So what have we got there? Leo. The colour is ruard. Red-haired, blood red. So the red-haired woman, which I believe we had in the collective read. Where's she gone? There she is, the red-haired woman. So that could be really important. The redhead. You see her? The stone is dark green malachite, and she has green all the way around her. And is that? No, I thought it was a green stone on a staff. The bird is the rook, musical note of D, and the planet of Mars, fire sign energy. So she fits. The goddess, the Morrigu. The flower essence, the red chestnut, the walnut, the star of Bethlehem. There we go, Christmas time. The symbols, any symbols of death and rebirth. So it fits with what they've been telling us. For my altar this year, I had birds nesting, holding both eggs and a skull of a bird. Endings and new beginnings. The word Ogham is redness and passion. So look for the colour red and where your passion lies. The elder tree is a waterside tree that has always been associated with witches. There is an old English superstition that a child placed in an elder cradle will pine away or be pinched black and blue by fairies. So there may be unexplained bruises appearing on a child. In Ireland, elder sticks were said to have been used by witches as magic horses. So, the broomsticks, so they fly by at night, or the horses, the year the horse. The flower and inner bark are famous for their therapeutic qualities, but the scent was held to cause death and disease. Folklore has labelled it as an unlucky tree. English folklore states that those who use it to burn bring the devil into the house, and the devil has been mentioned also in the read. So don't sign anything, don't agree to anything, and don't let materialism into the house. That's not what Christmas is about. Elder's white flowers make Elder another aspect of a white goddess. Elder's magical properties attach it to the planet of Venus. So excuse my throat, I forgot to get a drink. And element of water. It is used for exorcism, protection and healing, prosperity and sleep. Elder was also used in burial rites. Witches and spirits were thought to live within the elder as it bleeds red sap when cut. It is worn to ward off attackers. So, if you fear those unexplained bruises, get yourself a piece of elder and wear it or carry it with you. It can be hung over a doorway to keep out evil and has the power to release negative energies cast against you. It's the tree of death and rebirth and was called Ellen, so the name Ellen may mean something to you. the witch mother by the Scandinavians. So again, maybe you're not getting on with your mother at the minute, or the mother-in-law. Animals do not graze by hair. The rabbit will not eat. So, the year of the rabbit. Her berries make good wine, and the tree bears fruits well into December. So we've got the right energy, haven't we? Elder is a sign of evolutionary change, a transition from one state to another. Old things are passing away, and new things will take their place. So it's time to clear out and make room for the new stuff that's coming in, if you can afford it. And instead of slinging it in the trash, Spirit is saying, give it. Now, my dad used to go every Christmas Day and take presents to the hospitals and children's homes. So, collect your stuff. Give them to people that need them. There'll be people that need them this Christmas. It's a time of letting go of what holds you back. It's important to come to terms with change during this cycle, because everything changes and transforms. All life is beginnings and endings, birth, deaths and rebirths. Ruis is the beginning of the end, and the end of the beginning, the moon of completeness. The tree symbol symbolises exorcism, prosperity, what did I say, financial success, banishing and healing. The personality of the elder tree comes from the elder mother, who dwelt in the tree. In Europe and Britain, wise people still show respect by touching their hats at the passing elder mother. Witches would often turn themselves into elder trees. One famous witch turned a king and his army to stone. The Rollright stones in Oxfordshire were said to be the Danish king and his men on the way to battle the English. The king asked the witch his fate, and she replied, 7 long strides thou shalt take, and if long Crompton thou canst see, King of England thou shalt be. Because he was almost at the crest of the hill, and he was cocky, he was confident. So he rode forth, and on the 7th stride a long mound rose up before him, blocking his view. The old witch continued, so don't be too cocky, don't be too clever. As long as Crompton thou canst not see, King of England thou shalt not be. Rise up sticks, stand still stones, for King of England thou shalt be none. Thou and thy men hoar-stones shall be, and I myself an elder tree. Because when you cast black magic on another, it comes back to you tenfold. So she knew that it's something she had to give for that. So she sacrificed herself for the greater good. In an instant, the Danish king and his men were turned to stone, and the warriors loyal to the king became the king's men's stones, set in a circle, and those that questioned his authority became the whispering knights, huddled together, a part of the others. The king became the stone king, still in shock. The witch resumed her guise as guardian elder tree. Local customs and traditions around this legend say on Midsummer's Eve, if people sought out the elder tree and danced with the elder garlands in their hair, at midnight the stone king would turn his head to watch the dance. The winter solstice, or Mín Gaelmach in Gaelic, occurs around December the 21st and 22nd. And if you watch the collective read, the 22nd is one of the few major arcanas that are in there. It is the dark of year and the shortest day. The common elder is a shrub and grows up to 30 feet in damp areas near the edge of a wood and close to dwellings. Elders are grown for their black berries, which are used to preserve and wine. There are scars on the leaves, which have the shape of a crescent moon. Elder branches have a sponge-like pith in their centres, much like the marrow of a long bone. An elder branch stripped of its bark is very bone-like. The red elder is a similar plant which grows in higher elevation, but is typically shorter. Red elder is found in North America, and it is cultivated along with other native species but common elders are seldom seen in cultivation. Elders are members of the honeysuckle family. I am a wave of the sea. On a boundless sea I was set adrift. On the last moon, Imogen sings, I am an ocean wave. This is no longer a breaker crashing against the cliff. This is a wave moving freely in and through the land. And this is all part of the mysterious fluid movement of the sea, which is unpredictable and wild. It can carry us away from shore and take us to depths beyond our imagining. It can be perilous and hostile, but also a source of fertility and growth. Our knowledge of how long our life began tells us that the very first life forms came from the sea, and as such we honour Mother Ocean. There is a reward for those of us who are willing to risk ourselves to a world beneath our unconsciousness, taking ourselves into the deep unknown of the sea. So for some of you that is someone who was lost at sea, buried at sea, but for most of us it is going deep within ourselves. And you must be prepared to do that, because we are about to take a new journey. During its darkest season, when the forces of growth are quieted, we must now clean whatever poison remains in our metaphorical soil. Excuse me, sneeze on a Saturday, journey to go. There we are, journey within or without. The waves that carry us away from the land must also wash away all of those aspects of the past that will hold us back or impede our growth. We need to be able to leave this womb of darkness at the appointed time and cleansed of all that has been holding us back. When the rising of the new moon, we attune ourselves to the surging wave, feeling the strength of our wave carrying us out into the unknown. Then in the waxing period we are pulled fully into the depths, stripping away all that holds us to the past. At the full moon we purify, and at the waning phase we will feel a reversal of these energies, removing from us all feelings of loss or regret. At this time, all of the soothing energies of the darkness are available to us for healing and restoration. The moon truly is one of endings and rebirth. I am a wave of the sea. So some of you may go to the beach as some sort of tradition at Christmas. Who knows? You're all in different parts of the world. I know I would if I could. I am a wave of the sea, rolling on forever onward, gathering strength, pausing for none. Sunbeam riding on the ocean wave, firefly riding in the sky, Amazon riding on the ocean beach, old moon rising up on everything is beautiful. In the earth and the sea and the starry sky, old moon fades and young moon grows. Our life will never die. On earth, in the air, through the fire by the water, I am flowing, the elder moon's daughter. Malachite is a relatively soft dark green stone with swirls and stripes and lighter green, and its colours come from copper. Reputed to confer the ability to understand animal language, it is also valued as a protective stone, revitalising to the body and mind. It repels evil spirits, inspires tolerance and flexibility. It opens up communication and stabilises energy. It is an excellent stone for creating and magical manifestation, strengthening the intuition and the powers of transformation. Malachite acts as a psychic mirror, amplifying the energy one projects into it, drawing one into other worlds in meditation. Rooks and crows. It's no coincidence that the speaker in Rook calls on these birds when seeking knowledge of the present, the future, and the hereafter. All the crow family, rooks, crows, ravens, magpies, and jays, are associated with hidden knowledge and the foretelling the future. The well-known counting rhyme, applied in different variants to both magpies and crows, is an example of this. 1 for sorrow, 2 for mirth, 3 for a wedding, 4 for a birth, 5 for silver, 6 for death, and 7 for the secrets never to be told. There's also more than that. I think a 12 is a gathering of family, friends, whatever it is. As this rhyme makes clear, crows and their kin are augurs, keepers of secrets and mysteries. The Roman author Suentius recounted the tale of prophetic crow, a pet of the emperor Domitian, who could talk, but would only say, "All will be well." Crows also became a symbol of hope as well as one of procrastination because of their habit of yelling "crass, crass," meaning tomorrow, tomorrow. A lone magpie, for some, usually farmers, was seen as for sorrow. But in actual fact, that lone magpie comes to comfort you in sorrow, because magpies mate for life. And when they lose their mate and there's only one, perhaps because the farmer shot it, they know your sorrow and they come to you to take it from you. So never ever ignore that soul magpie. They are very empathic. The crow family is also associated with death, both because of their black feathers and their habit of feeding on carrion. Ravens and crows alike were considered to be incarnations of the Valkyrie, Norse warrior goddess, that roamed the battlefield searching for the souls of the dead, and the raven was a symbol of the Morrigan, the Irish death goddess. There are no specific legends associated with rooks, but according to author Neil Gaiman, they do have one mystery. So the name Neil may be important. Gaiman is spelled Gaiman, so there's no reference there. A group of rooks is known as a parliament, so it could be to do with our parliaments, due to their habit of forming large assemblies, during which one bird will be seen to speak or orate at length. Afterwards the bird is either left alone or torn to pieces. Gaiman claims that the lone bird is telling a story. The other bird's reaction is a form of criticism. So someone in Parliament will be criticised, and it could be around the 22nd. If you want to know what the future holds, the black crow knows. It's significant, though, that both in Schubert's song and in Rook, the mysterious birds never answer the questions put to them. They choose to keep their secrets, just like the High Priestess. The most abundant Eurasian bird of the crow family is the corvidae. It resembles the carrion crow in size, with black coloration, but the adult rook usually has a shaggy thigh feather and has bare white skin at the base of its sharp bill. The species range from England to Iran and Manchuria and is migratory. Rook nests in large colonies in tall trees, sometimes within towns. Their nests are solidly constructed of twigs and soil and are used year after year. The birds lay 3 to 5 light greenish, heavily speckled eggs, and the young are able to fly about a month after birth. Rooks dig for larvae and worms in meadows and ploughed fields, and may pull up grain, seeding, and young potato plants. Some types of instinctive behaviour, while showing a rigid core of fixed action pattern, are still modifiable by conditioning and other learning processes. A good example is provided by the nest-building behaviour of many birds. After the breeding female has chosen a nest site, she finds and deposits sticks, twigs, and a piece of grass there. A rook, standing on a potential nest locality with twigs held in its beak, performs a downward and sideward sweeping movement that brings the material into contact with the ledge of the branch on which the nest is to be built. The moment that twig or branch, carried by the bird, meets resistance, the sideways movement becomes more vigorous and merging into a series of quick, trembling thrusts. When the twig is in position, that offers even more resistance. The effort becomes more intense until the twig wedges fast. After this consummatory achievement, the bird apparently loses interest in his activities for the moment. This bird has a mixed reputation. Their nests are associated with the approach of summer, which is seen high in the treetops, indicating fine weather, and low, being wet and cold. Should the rooks suddenly leave the area indicated, then someone in the area is about to die, and that no heir will be born in the family. In many European countries, the rook is considered to bring good luck. To see a number of rooks perching together indicates the storm is on its way. The Morrigo. Hail Morrigo. Evo, Maka, Echo, Bada, Ka. Triple-imaged Morrigan, triple-named Morrigan, Mighty Queen, Badba, and Maka. It is you who protect the Tuath de Danann by a cover of fog and rain and cloud, so that the people of the Danu could land safely upon the coast of Ireland. You are 3 parts, is one. You are 3 phases of the silver moon, waxing, full, and waning. So again, the high priestess. There's 2 or the 29. You are one of the 3 mothers, the divine matron who sits side by side with the cornucopias of abundance upon your lap. You are also the vengeful crone, cackling in delight at spilled blood upon a battlefield, drowning enemies, princes, beneath your white waves, battling to protect those of the tribe of Danu. You have also appeared as a young woman, dressed in bright-coloured clothes embroidered with thread of glistening gold. Changing shape and form is but play to you. Mighty goddess, and poetry and prophecy are your natural tongue. Loud is your war cry, sharp are your spears, powerful are your enchantments, true are your grim prophecies. As you fly across the battlefield, black as the sleek raven, making yourself visible only to those whose life would soon be over. Your raven claw fills hearts with dread, as death's call slides from your widespread wings. Welcome, her women, sit and listen, as I tell you of stories, for it is not through bloodshed that she battles, but her magic does. She frighten, confuse, and dismay those who have aroused her wrath. How filled with anger were you when the lad named Ordras used your sacred bull to mate with his cow, Sir Taurus, which was mentioned in the reed. Gathering up both bull and cow, you took them through the oak woods, so oak we know is July, of Falga, and brought them to a cave not far from the river Shannon, where one might enter the other world. So the name Shannon could be important. We have a street called Shannon, or a road, should I say. Desiring to retrieve his cow, Ordras followed as fast as his legs would move. But as the fleet-footed Morrigan, even with the burden of a bull and a pregnant cow, you soon outdistanced the exhausted fellow, arriving at the cave while Ordras was still far behind. When you later came upon him in the woods, his eyes closed deep in sleep of his fatigue, you laid a magic spell upon him so that he changed into a pond. His captive spirit in the water of the oak woods of Falga until this very day. But it was the warrior of Ulster, the arrogant Cú Chulainn, who most aroused the anger of the mighty Morrigan. Some say that your feud with him first began on the day that you had watched him bathing by a river bank, and upon seeing his bared body desired him to lay down beside you. It was then that you approached him in your finest robes, embroidered with all the colours of the rainbow. Though all the other soldiers could hardly look upon you, so filled with their awe and admiration, Cú refused your suggestion that he lie with you in love, claiming that he was too weary from the day's battle. Oh, a woman scorned then. Still, it is not this refusal that angered you. You showed much patience and concern for the man that you desired, for you then suggested that you would help him in the battle with the energy that he would save by your conquest in the fighting. He would be able to accept your offer of love in bed, but he responded to this second offer with great disdain. The very idea of a woman helping in battle. And it was his reply that aroused your wrath. This made Sue an enemy of the powerful daughter of eternity. Sitting alone in the naked puzzlement, he saw another wagon approach, this one drawn by a single bright red horse, again the colour red, that was walking upon 3 legs. Alongside the horse walked a footman, a forked hand of hazel in his hand, and upon the high seat of the wagon sat a woman whose hair was thick, the colour the brilliance of flame. Your long cloak of blood colour spread out about you, as if you sat upon a throne. Ever more puzzled and confused, Ku asked your name and purpose, but he found that the riddles that he received as answers were far beyond his ken. As he added question to his question, the riddles grew in sarcasm, so that his confusion soon became frustration. Just as he realised what a fool he must seem, sitting naked and unarmed in his own wagon, puzzled by words of his own language, holding the reins but ignorant of his intended destination, all that disappeared except the woman, who suddenly became a great black bird, cawing in laughter at his plight, as your wings slid off the morning air. So this woman is still not satisfied with bringing him to his knees, is she? But you were not satisfied to have shown the man a fool, no. When next the warrior fought upon the battlefield, you gathered 50 white heifers, and linking them together with a perfect silver chain, you took the form of a heifer without horns, thus leading the herd across the field and waters until the confusion they had caused among the troops gave the advantage to the enemy. You then made yourself into a long black eel and twisted about the arms and legs of Ku, so that he was unable to move in the waters. So not only is this woman seeking revenge for rejection, but she's going to make him miserable in the attempt. Just as he was almost able to pull the eel from his body, he became a sharp-toothed wolf. So it could be Capricorn, cutting deep and painful gashes into his arms. In this way you battled until the dark of evening began to cover all. Then you left him on the battlefield, knowing that he would make his way towards home to heal his cut and broken body. You too had been badly hurt, especially about the face and eyes, and realising that you could best be healed by the one who had caused the wounds, if you could win 3 blessings for him, you soon devised a plan. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Why didn't she just walk away? So it was that on the next day you became an old woman with a milking pail, sitting with a cow by the side of the road, the path that he would have to take on his journey to his home. When he came along the road, as you knew that he must do, his body as dry and tired as you suspected, you called upon him and offered him a cup of milk, suggesting that it might be pleasant to feel the wetness on his throat. Not knowing who you were, he came gratefully to your side and drank the creamy liquid from the cup. Blessing you for your kindness, he took the empty cup from his mouth, and when you poured a second time, again he drank and blessed you, and yet a third time did he do the same, until thrice blessed you were healed. Cuchulainn was startled as you then spread your wavering wings, and even more so when you disappeared, and the large raven that took your place perched itself upon a nearby bramble. It was then that he heard the shrill caw prophecy of the future, grim and short in time, and watched as the wide black wings of the Morrigan disappeared into the distance. He stood earthbound and fearful of your wrath and magical powers. Women today, the role of Morrigan is different than it was of the ancestors. Most of us are not involved in life and death struggles on a daily basis. The Morrigan is a wonderful goddess for strong, independent women, especially those on a warrior path. The Morrigan used magic to change her appearance to one of terror and cause confusion to help her warrior win their battle through cleverness rather than bloodshed. Should you wish the Morrigan to come to your aid, she asks that you have a shrine to honour her. Place upon it a raven or crow feather and a piece of red cloth. She is honoured By a sacrifice of your... Oh, no, I'm going there. Sorry, not reading that. Which is a perfect symbol of life and death. So, don't be messing with black magic because it comes to your temple. Remember what we said about the elder tree. Offer yourself our services. Anyway, this is the poem, but we're not going to go into that because it's really not right. Yeah, we're not going to read that one because it's more of a spell, and I'm not getting into that one because it's black magic. We don't need that. You need to let go. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. It's not really worth it, is it? Don't get into that. The name Heather and the letter M could be massively important. The harp playing again is important. I'm sure one of you out there knows something about playing a harp, or somebody who did. So if you do know, let me know because I'm very interested in that one. Shall we have... Yes, I think we will. We'll have a unicorn card. Yeah, Morgan, we're not messing about like that, missus, so you can go to and suck lemons. Not too many, sorry. Oh, what's this then? Oh, I know what this is. So, I protect the young around me and encourage them to always trust their intuition. So teach the little ones the old ways. Teach them to appreciate the small things. If you teach them right, they will forgive any lack of presents as long as you're together. You're happy. Get out the Monopoly. Do what needs to be done to make it a fun-filled Christmas. Yeah, thanks for listening. Bye then. No, God bless.